What if I told you the moment after you relapse on porn is actually more important than the relapse itself? Because the truth is, relapse doesn't destroy men, shame does. And how you respond in the next 24 hours will determine whether you stay stuck or whether you rise up and rebuild yourself stronger. If you've ever told yourself, I blew it, I'm back to day one, I need you to hear me right now. This episode, this process isn't about perfection. It's about redemption. And it's about what you do next. Today, I'm going to give you the 5-step battle plan to recover faster, rebuild your confidence, and turn relapse into the fuel that you need for your freedom. Guys, welcome to the Rebuilt Man podcast. My name is Coach Frank Rich, founder and host here. And in the last 5.5 years, I made it my mission to help men just like you, men that are caught up in the cycle of addiction and avoidance, take back control, rebuild their identity, and become the men that God has called and created them to be. And here's what I've learned after working with thousands of men in recovery. Relapse isn't failure. It should be looked at as feedback. Research shows that over 90% of in recovery experience at least one relapse. So if you've had a slip, brother, know that you are not alone, but it's the ones who rise the fastest are the ones that stay free. Those men don't let that fall redefine their identity. So like I said, I'm going to walk you through the 5-step comeback plan that you can use every single time you slip. I want you to know this episode isn't about guilt. It's about growth, because freedom doesn't start on Monday. It starts right now. So if you've had a slip, if you've had a relapse, step number 1 is to have grace without any excuses. Give yourself grace. Listen to me. Guilt says, I made a mistake. Shame says, I am the mistake. But grace says, I fell, but I'm still becoming the man that God has created me to be. Relapse doesn't erase any of your growth. It exposes to you what's still been unhealed. Now, that doesn't mean that we minimize it. It means that we take ownership without letting our identity collapse. I remember an old client of mine, Matt. He was 74 days clean when he had a fight with his wife. That night, he relapsed. The next morning, he almost deleted our entire coaching program. But instead, he texted me and he owned it. He said, Frank, I slipped, but I'm not the same man who started this journey. I am not giving up. You see what that is there is that's grace without passivity. That's real ownership. And the studies back this up. Research in the Journal of Addictive Behavior shows that men who practice self-forgiveness after relapse are far more likely to recover faster and stay clean longer. So today, brother, if you've had a slip, forgive yourself, but don't make excuses. Do not crucify yourself either. Grace without excuses. That's step 1. Step 2 is to trace it back. Relapse rarely happens in the moment. It starts days, maybe weeks before, when your structure started to slip. Maybe you skipped a workout. Maybe you stopped journaling. Maybe you opened up Instagram at midnight just to scroll. You see, relapse isn't random. It's a result. Every time you fall, there's a breadcrumb trail that leads you to it. And your job is to trace it back. One of the members inside of our community, Chris, realized that every relapse came 3 days after skipping his cold shower. That was his pattern. There was his signal. And once he made it a non-negotiable again, his streak doubled and his confidence skyrocketed. So ask yourself right now, what habit did I drop that opened up the door? Where did my structure start to crumble? Because once you find that pattern, you will find your power. Step 2 is to trace it back. Step 3, own your choices and begin to rewrite them. Here's the truth that most men will never admit. Relapse is not an accident. It is a choice. And I don't say that to shame you. I say it to empower you, because if it's a choice, that means you can choose differently the next time. When the trigger hits, you're standing at a crossroad: freedom over fantasy, courage or comfort, purpose or pleasure? In that moment, what did you choose? Did you isolate? Did you reach out for your phone? Did you avoid the emotion that was trying to teach you something? Brother, neuroscience tells us that they have about 5 seconds to override an impulse before your old wiring takes over. So next time, pause. Take a breath. Ask, what emotion am I trying to avoid right now? In Man's Search for Meaning, Viktor Frankl is quoted as saying, between stimulus and response, there is a space. And in that space lies our ability to choose, and it is our choice that rests in our freedom. Can you pause after the stimulus? Stress, loneliness, rejection, boredom. Are those the emotions that you're trying to avoid? And if you're a man of faith, remember this. 1 Corinthians 10:13 says, God will not let you be tempted beyond what you can bear. But with every temptation, he will also provide a way out. There's always a way out of this. You just didn't take it this last time. So reframe it. Don't say, I relapsed. Say, I chose comfort over my calling. Then decide right now that next time, you'll choose differently. And that moves you on to step 4, which is to create your next time plan. Make a plan for the next time that exact feeling rises up. Because trust me, there will be a next time. Over 67% of men relapse again within the same week because they never change their playbook. That's your edge. Plan right now. Ask yourself, when I feel stressed, tired, or rejected, what will I do instead? Who will I text? Where will I go? What's my default action that aligns me with the man that I want to become? Write it out. We call this your trigger plan. When I feel X way, I will respond in Y behavior. Simple, clear, pre-decided, because when the moment hits, you won't rise to the level of your motivation. You will fall to the level of your preparation. Men who build a written trigger plan are over 60% less likely to relapse again that same week. That's not an opinion, that is data. So build your plan, decide now who you'll be when temptation comes knocking. The 5th and final step is to go get a win today. Not tomorrow, not Monday, but right now. Go win. Because when you relapse, your brain just got hit with a cocktail of guilt and shame-based dopamine. You can't rationally think your way out of that. You have to act your way out. So what's one thing you can do to finish today on top? Go get a workout, clean the garage, reorganize your desk, knock out that project that you know you've been avoiding, or write a note of gratitude to someone. Whatever it is, finish that loop. Do something that proves to yourself, I am not the same man that I used to be. Because the fastest way to rebuild your confidence is through completion. You don't need another 30 days clean to feel strong again. You need to make one decisive action and complete it right now. 5 steps to rewire your brain after that slip, after that relapse. Let's recap these one last time. Step 1 is to have grace without any excuses. Step 2 is to trace it back to its beginning point. Step 3 is to own your choice and rewrite it. Step 4 is to plan for the next time. Step 5 is to go win and do something to reward yourself today. But let me remind you, when you hear this, do not let that relapse define you. Let your response define you. Freedom isn't about never failing. It's about learning to rise faster every single time you do. You see, the weak man hides. The rebuilt man, he learns, he adjusts, he acts, he leads differently. You are not broken. You're being forged. You're being built. And if you've fallen, now is the time to get back up. If you relapse, it's time to get back in the fight. You are not alone in this. Inside the rebuilt man, we've built the systems, the structure, and the support to help you rebuild yourself for good. If you're looking for a process and a community to support you in this journey, here is your next step. Visit therebuiltman.com/7-day reset, or click the link down there in the show notes below to join us inside the 7-day porn reset and rebuilt man community 100% for free. This is the exact plan that's helped hundreds of men build momentum, establish discipline, and begin their journey into freedom the right way. Because remember, you don't need perfection to start. You need to make a decision today that you're done staying stuck. So go win something. Join us inside the Rebuilt Man 7-day reset at the link down there below. Remember, you're not broken. You are being forged. Now it's time to rebuild. We love you guys. Make sure to rate, review, subscribe to the podcast. And I look forward to seeing you guys on the inside.